Hey, okay. I thought I'd do a quick tour of the game room. Nothing of this is planned. I just felt like doing it now, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to start with the entrance to the room, and I'll just take you through. Nothing is scripted, so it might be, a little bit, uh, yeah, like this. So let's have a look. We'll start with my uh, entryway. This is the entryway to my game room. I'm going to come up the stairs. On the right here, I've got Division 2 standee, and next to that is a little Peach from Paper Mario. I picked that up along with Bowser and Mario, which are inside the game room. I picked up this little floor mat, which is from Day of the Tentacle, which is my favorite game. Just love that game. It's just from Temu, so it's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty cool. Next to it here, we have what is my favorite movie, Blade Runner. And I picked up some items for it. I want to pick up more. So I've got two laser discs, a VHS, the PC game, and the PC game on Switch. On the door, we have a World of Nintendo sign, which is just 3D printed by a friend of mine. He's got all the 3D prints in the room. So I'm going to show you what he's printed for me. So let's have a quick look. All right. This is the room. We're in the attic and it's got slanted roof. So I've had to basically make do with what I have and hope you really like it. We'll start on this side with my another Division poster and the Bowser standee. Underneath my chair here, I have a protective cover for the floor for the wheels of the chair, and I bought a bed sheet with Mario, and I wasn't allowed to put it on from the wife, so I turned it into that. Okay, the monitor here is something I just picked up, which is a 34-inch ultra wide curved screen. It's 144 hertz. I had a 27-inch 4K before, and I just wanted a new one, so I got it. Um, Above there, I have a little shelf with a sealed Quake for Nintendo 64 and a Clay Fighter 63 and a third. No reason, I just like the way it looks. I put it up there. And a little Mario and a Halo sign, which is also from Temu. Uh, on the desk here, I've got my speakers, which are Creative Pebble Pro. I think they look pretty nice. And I've got some peripherals and a extra large mouse mat from, again, Temu. And I just picked up a Stream Deck, the Stream Deck Plus. And I wasn't sure if I was going to regret the buy or not, but I love the thing. These are my headset. It's an old pair. It's a Logitech, I think G933, I think. But they got good audio, but I don't use them very often. And next to it is my pride and joy, my fully working Vectrex. I bought it off Facebook, not Marketplace, but in a Facebook group. And I paid him like $50 extra for shipping, just for bubble wrap. Next to that is a Game Boy holder, um, which does have some games in it. Let's see if we can open it with one hand. Oh, this is a fully working, transparent Game Boy. It's got some games, and I think I got this whole set for $70. Oh, I also forgot underneath my monitor here, I've got this little 3D printed memory card holder. So this is really awesome. It's from the same guy that does all the printing. And inside there, I've got some PlayStation 1 memory cards, PlayStation 2, and GameCube. I think this one looks really good. Um, and next to the Game Boy case, I have my only two Virtual Boy games. Yeah, you don't come around, you don't see them too often here in Norway. So when I found them at a good price, I bought them. Next to that is just like a controller diorama. I just made it myself. It's not perfect, but I had fun doing it, and it's okay for now. On the wall here, I've got a few posters, some Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, a PlayStation sign, a Legend of Zelda, and a little bit more Grand Theft Auto. Next to that, we have the Paper Mario standee, and behind it is actually Pikachu and Eevee. I just don't know where to put all of them since I don't have a lot of space. Next to that is a Steel Battalion set or joystick set. I wanted to rig it up, but it's so perfectly packed in there that I think if I unpack it, I'll never get it up. Um, and a Rock Band drum set somebody just gave away on what we call fin.no, which is basically Craigslist, just I think a little bit more reliable. And next to that, I have my retro monitor. Um, I think it's a 28-inch, and I've just underneath there, I've got the PlayStation 2 Slim, the PlayStation 1, a Sega Mega Drive, which is the Genesis in Europe, and a Nintendo 64. I've got the legendary Halo edition. This is just a box. I've got the helmet somewhere else. On top of here, I have a working PSX. I got that maybe a month ago, and it's the first time I've seen one since I started collecting in 2019. Above that is a complete in box Nintendo 64 Hawks version. I've got the console in the display cabinet, so I'll show you that one afterwards. This one was gifted to me by my dad. I really appreciated that. In the drawers here, I just basically have in this one, I've got some controllers for all my systems. I've only got one controller for each, and I've got the rest in a box somewhere else. This is a power transformer because the PSX is Japanese, and they use, I think, 100 watt or volts, or I'm not very savvy on those things, but we have 240. So I needed a transformer so I wouldn't blow up the machine. The other drawer here are the cables for the machines I have here. So I'll put little labels on the Sega Mega Drive, PS1, VHS. So that's that. Let's move around to my wall of consoles here. At the top, I've got a Neo Geo X Gold Limited Edition. That's complete in box. It's never been used. Um, Next to that one, I just have some Xbox controllers, the Toon Squad and the Forza Horizon. I'm gonna get 3D printed stands for all my Xbox controllers to display them. Um, Under there is my, let's start at this end, my Sega shelf. I've got the arcade stick for the Mega Drive. I've got a Master System 2, a Mega Drive. I think either that one or the one underneath the TV is in box. I see I should have dusted before I did this video. Next to that is my Saturn, and a real shame about that one because I bought it some years ago and I bought some games, but I didn't have a TV to test it out on. And the seller wasn't quite sure if it was NTSC or PAL. So all my games are PAL, and I just tried to hook it up a couple of months ago, and the machine is NTSC. So I got to get myself a PAL Sega Saturn. Next to that is a very yellowed Dreamcast. I want to get a new one, a little bit nicer, but they're quite expensive here. About uh, between $100 $200, depends on the whether it's in box and what the condition is. But we'll get there. Next shelf down is the start of my Nintendo stuff. Here is just a friend of mine gifted me this. He won it in some bingo thing. It's not the official Nintendo Entertainment System, but it looks okay on the shelf. It's a cute little thing. Next to that is my Famicom, and it's in beautiful full condition, not yellowed at all. It came with the disk drive adapter, but not the disk drive itself. Next to that is my NES, again a little yellowed, and the NES Advantage on top. I can't remember when I got this. I think it was pretty early in my collecting days. I started collecting in 2019. Um, Next to that, my Super Nintendo. It's in pretty okay condition, except for the little yellowing around here. Um, a Switch Lite box. The reason I have this one up is my Switch Lite and my Switch are downstairs in my living room. But I just ordered uh, electronic shop here in Norway. They were getting rid of the Switch Lite Hyrule edition, and the price went down from about, just going to go dollar to 10 kroners. So it was about, it's usually around 32, no, $320, and it was on sale for 160. So me and a couple of other guys from uh, a forum on Facebook, we just couldn't say no. Next is a complete in box Donkey Kong Jungle Beat pack. I looked for this for a while. It's not very rare here. It's just I love this edition of the box compared to the other one. It's just colorful. It pops. So yeah, underneath there is just a Nintendo sign. Again, 3D printed from my friend. Next to that, we go over to my Wii. Again, these are 3D printed stands. Same guy. I got this at a thrift shop. Um, I can't remember how much I paid, maybe $25, 20, 25. Um, this black one was gifted to me by my sister and her husband. And this red one I just picked up because I had the controllers for it. That came with the Wii Mini, but I thought it would look good with the red Wii next to it. So I just picked up one without cables or anything. Paid about $30, I think. Again, the Wii Mini. Can't remember where the hell I got that one. I don't even know if I have the box, but it's there. And next to it is a complete in box Wii U Wind Waker edition. My wife gifted this to me for either a birthday or a Christmas a couple of years ago. Um, it's got the box is mint, so it's real nice. So I want to get a white Wii U as well, just to complete the set. Um, and next to that is the new Legend of Zelda Game & Watch. Underneath here, we're going to my, I'm going to go high up here. We're going to go down to my Nintendo 64 collection. First one we got is the clear blue Fantastic Japan version. I'm missing the clear red one. Um, I'm trying to pick it up throughout the year, but it's easily about $300. So, um, I got to find the money for it. And next to it is the ice blue. I'm missing the controller, so I'm looking for that. Uh, the fire orange, again missing the controller, but the rest are complete. I do not have the boxes for any of them. And to be quite honest, right now I'm glad about that because I don't have the space, but I'd like to get the boxes for them sometime. Next to that is the charcoal, which is complete. And then we have the, is it grape? Yeah, I think so. And then we have the jungle green and the watermelon. And that's the full Fantastic set, like I said, except for the controllers for those two. Next to that, we have a gold N64. And the stands are, again, 3D printed by my friend. Next to that one is a white one, which I painted myself. I took it apart, washed it. I didn't sand it down because that just made ripples in the plastic. Um, and spent several days spray painting it bit by bit. And then we got my GameCubes. This is both modded to play games off an SD card. This is the pearl white. It doesn't look too white in the picture I see, but it is. And it's also got some LED mods in there. I haven't tried it out though. It just looks good on display. Then we have the orange, the silver, the indigo, and the black. Next to that, we have one of my favorite things in my collection, which is a Alienware laptop. I think it's the MX-17. And my wife gifted that to me for Christmas in 2015. I love that thing, but that's a longer story. Underneath here, we have some different consoles. I've got a complete in box Atari 2600 Junior system. Next to that is the Atari XEGS. I think it is. Um, then next to that, we have an original Xbox with just a third-party controller. We have the Crystal Xbox, uh, my white Xbox 360. I've got two black ones, different versions. I think it's a slim and I think it's just a regular one. Next to that, we have the purple Xbox One X, I think, the Fortnite edition. Then we have we got the Xbox sign there, 3D printed. We have the PlayStation 1, PS2 Fat, got the PS2 Slim Pink version, which is complete but not in box. We've got a white uh, Japanese PS2 Slim, a white PS3 Slim, just a standard fat PS3. We've got the Spider-Man PS4 version and the just regular PS4. I don't think it's Pro, I think it's just the regular one. And this is a PlayStation TV, which I found at a thrift store. It goes here for at least about $100 to $120. And I got it for two with cables and everything, and it's tested and working. Underneath here, I've got a Magnavox Odyssey or Here it's called Philips G700. No, 7000, I think. And underneath there is a Commodore 128, which was gifted to me by a friend. And last on these shelves are my PS2 collection. I'm not going to go too slow through these. It's going to take forever to go through all my games. And here is my PSVR, which was gifted to me by my wife for Christmas, I think 2 years ago. I haven't used it that much, unfortunately. Um, PS2 games, a VHS player gifted to me by my mother-in-law, and the rest of my PS2 games. I have about 450 PS2 games, and on the bottom we just have the various boxes. Um, the Labo set was gifted to me by somebody I bought some games of. He got them really cheap, so he gifted me one. And that's the box from my Pikachu N64, again gifted to me by my wife, which is complete in box. Uh, Here I have some Atari games, some Commodore games, and EverDrive, and the Neo Geo X. Underneath here is my very small Wii U collection, which is fallen out. My PSP collection, which is not very large. My OG Xbox collection, again, not very large. And a couple of N64 controllers on stands. This is my complete in box TurboGrafx 16. Even the power supply comes in its own box, has never been opened. This was gifted to me for Christmas by my dad and mom. And around here, on the top here, we have my Nanoleaf lights, which, yeah, I got a good wife, was gifted to me by my wife, I think in 2018. I love them. Um, and here we have a Sonic figure. Let's turn up the Nanoleafs, 2 seconds. Hey, Google, screw up Nanoleaf. There we go. That was Norwegian. This was gifted to me by my mother-in-law this year. And underneath here, I have some Xboxes. The Cyberpunk edition. I've got that complete in box. I've got the Gears of War, Xbox One X or S, I can't remember. We found this one at a GameStop because all GameStops in Norway have shut down. Um, so we were in there trying to buy as many games as we could because they were up to about 70% off. And I bought a few games and it came out with this in a box. The box is, relatively beat up, but it's okay. No inserts or no cardboard. And they said, "You want it? It's $110." And my wife just said, "We'll take it." Underneath here is my Xbox 360 Star Wars edition with the C3PO remote, controller, R2D2 box, and I've got the Kinect for it and the game. And underneath there is Halo 4. I think this one looks excellent. I've got the box for that as well. Let's go over here. I've got a few Monkey Island games. I love click and point adventures, or I used to love them. Um, one of these, I think it's this one, is a limited run. Only made about 2,000 of them. Let's try and zoom out a bit. There we go. That's it. That's better. Um, and underneath here, I have my Xbox One collection. I gotta try and maneuver here because I don't have a lot of space to move, and I'm a pretty big guy. I got a Funko Pop. My mother-in-law found that at a thrift shop for about, how much was it? $1? So she picked up a couple she found. Again, my Xbox One collection. There, another Funko Pop, which is Harley Quinn. I've got a couple of Buzz controllers, an Xbox, no, PlayStation sign, and some laser discs. Another one of my favorite movies. Then we go over here. Um, I tried to display some of the SNES games I don't have boxes for. Here in Norway, they do not have end labels, so you can't stack them like that. So I put them in these, I think it's nail polish stands. So there's a Mortal Kombat. I don't know what the hell I have here, to be quite honest. Lost Vikings. Um, we used to rent that when I was a kid. I used to love it. On the Super Nintendo, we'd rent the Super Nintendo and the Lost Vikings. Over here, I did the same with my handhelds, which I don't have boxes for. TurboGrafx, some, that was this a Game Gear game? I don't know. Some Atari games, some Atari Lynx games, Game Gear games. I got Game Boy Color, original Game Boy Advanced, and some DS games. On this side, I have my complete in box SNES. Is it Laser Scope? It's called. And I've got a Guitar Hero guitar, and just a old sword I bought on holiday. Down here in my Wii collection, let's see, down there, and I've got space for more. I gotta move a little bit. My GameCube collection. My GameCube collection. I just did something and turned off the videos. I had to restart it. We can do this side first. We got some PS3 games going all the way over here. PS3 games. Same over here. PS3 games. These are some bodybuilding DVDs. I used to be a bodybuilder, so I had some of those. Behind here, I've got my Sega Saturn collection, which is over those two rows, and my SNES collection. What I did in the beginning, I just made these makeshift covers from VHS clamshell covers, but I don't have the best printer, so it doesn't look, doesn't look excellent. This DJ Hero I found at a thrift shop. I can't remember what I paid for it. All right, let's try and get, it's heavy bending down there when you're a big guy. There's not a lot of room for me in there. Let's go here. We got the Spider-Man 2, Venom, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man statue. That was gifted to me by my wife for Christmas in 2003, with the game, and I just beat the game a couple of months ago. It's awesome. Underneath here is a custom. Let's open this. Turtles NES. Which you see, it's not just stickers, it's actually cut into the console. It's the same with the Zapper. And this a game shop, it's about 4 hours away. I have shopped a lot with them. They contacted me through Messenger and said, "Oh, we got this. Do you want it?" I just went, yes. So that was about $400. And here are the controllers. We got Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael, and I got Michelangelo on the other side. And they also sent with me the 3 original movies when they shipped this to me. And I've got the Turtles NES game right there. Underneath that is the Diahooks N64, which my dad gifted to me, where the box was behind on the TV. Underneath there is the laser scope. And I just basically put it on a head from IKEA, which is a lamp, but I haven't got it connected, and I pulled over a mask. I just thought it looked fun for showing off. Underneath there is the legendary Halo edition helmet, and it's got the games and the content inside. All right, let's go over to the other narrow space. We can start with these two. My little niece handcrafted these for me Christmas 2 years ago and Christmas last year. This is a Switch with a Pikachu, and this is a controller. And then I just have some games and some figurines. The Grim Fandango, again, I'm a huge point and click fan. A Dragon Ball Z figure. Day of the Tentacle, my favorite game of all time. Another Dragon Ball figurine. Full Throttle, it was really fun when I was little. I got a Venom statue right here. And next to that, I've got 2 new in-box Pokemon 2DS. Well, one is new in box, one is complete in box. One's been opened, but hasn't been unwrapped or anything like that. It hasn't been used. And the other one is I took off the security strips because I didn't want them ruining the box. And this shelf on the other side of the PS3s are my PS4s. And a little mug. And the steelbook for a place for Spider-Man 2. And a couple of my PS5 games. My PS5 and Xbox are downstairs in the living room. So the games are mostly there. Underneath here, I have my Xbox 360 games. We'll just go through them quick like this. And we'll go back here. And my small Vita collection and my even smaller Dreamcast collection. On the floor here, I have a Tony Hawk Shred skateboard, as well as the other version on the top here. Those were both gifted to me, I think. Behind here, I have my few Master System games, my Nintendo 64 games, some in box, and a lot of them in those clamshells that I used for the SNES. I did the same with the Nintendo 64s.
Here I've got some of my handhelds. That is a Neo Geo Pocket Color, my 2DS, my 3DS, my wife's original Advanced SP, my Game Boy Advance, a Game Boy Color transparent purple, is it? The Pikachu color, the purple color, and the OG, the DMG. On top of this shelf, I found some cool small turtles at a shop. Just a couple of video covers I made just for because I was bored. A Superman mug I've had for years, and a Starfield mug. I had a gift card, and that was one of the things I used on it. This right here is one of my trophies from bodybuilding. I got this for what's called the best poser, which is what meant I was the best at showing off my physique. I'm very proud of that because I competed in classic bodybuilding. But when you win the best poser, you don't just win over classic bodybuilding, you win over open, everything. You win over everybody. So I got that one. At the same contest, I proposed to my wife on stage, and she said yes. She was wondering where the hell I hid the engagement ring, because you know you wear little posing drugs. So she just went, where'd you keep that? Just in case you're wondering, I gave it to the announcer. Here is my PS1 collection. As you can see, they're very, very straight, and I'll show you how I did that. Now, I'm hoping I would love to have a complete PS1 PAL set, but I don't know how hard it's gonna be. But like I said, they're very straight because behind them, I put cable runners. I've done that to several of my collections, but not all of them. Because I don't know if they're going to stay where they are or they're going to be switched out for another type of game and stuff like that. So when I put a game in there, I just push them all the way in and they're straight. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. Right, next display case. We're nearing the end here, people. This is a Gears of War statue I picked up. I think it looks awesome. I paid $80 for that, which I think is very cheap. Oh, these stars I just made and laminated and cut out and stuck on the wall. I just, thought they were cute. Underneath here is my PS2. Oh, let's open this as well. My complete box PS2 chainsaw controller, the Resident Evil sign, and the turtle sign as I had over there was as well 3D printed for me. Underneath here we have the Pikachu N64 gifted to me by my wife. And under here was something I was looking for. I love this thing. It's a NES Power Glove. It's a PAX version, the Japanese version, but it looks awesome. And I just decorated it with some claws from Wolverine claws from Temu. Underneath here, we have the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition. And right here, we have my Vita and PSP Go, which are both modded. The Carnival Yellow PSP. And I'm currently waiting in the mail for a Carnival Blue and a ceramic white PSP. I love the PSP colors, so I'm going to try and get more of them. I also have the standard black. And the SNES 3DS was gifted to me by a friend. All right, let's close this up. And go along here, the last wall. On this wall right here is a clock with a Calvin and Hobbes motif. And this I've had for 31 years, I think. It was made for me by some friends of the family, some friends of my mom and dad's. He was a clockmaker, and she just, she did the painting. He made the clock. So this thing, it doesn't work anymore, but it's been with me for 31 years. Next to me here, I've just got some knickknacks. I've got a Mjolnir from Thor and a baby Mjolnir. Just this stand I bought on Temu. No, there's a lot of stuff from Temu here. With some Funko Pops on there. Master Chief and Power Rangers and what's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy and Dragon Ball Z. This little thing was gifted to me by my sister-in-law, my wife's little brother's fiance. And this Star Wars Trilogy VHS set is my mother-in-law's set. She gave it to me on the condition that I treat it well. I see I got a dust on top. This Super Mario Bros. Encyclopedia. And I think this book of games I purchased with a gift card for the same shop that I bought the mug, this Starfield mug. The gift card was gifted to me by my wife's best girlfriend. Underneath here, I have my NES. And again, I'll put the cable runners, so I can just put that in and it's straight. So here's my modest NES collection. Here are my boxed NES, so not a whole lot. Here are my boxed Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and I think Game Boy Advanced. Next to that is my DS collection. I got a lot of filler, some killer, but I picked up a lot of this stuff when GameStop was going out of business, and and also if I see a big lot, I'll pick it up. The DS, and on the bottom here, my 3DS. Got some of the Pokemons. Not a whole lot of DS. Next to that is my Mega Drive / Genesis collection. Most of these are in box. I've got a few loose, but these are a lot easier to find it in box because of the clamshell than the SNES and the N64. At the end here, I've just got some big box PC games. I used to love the X-Files games when I was little. Under there, I've got some Magnavox Odyssey games. I just stuck labels on there. Up here, some more of my handhelds. This little thing is just a gimmick my wife got me when she was in Poland with work. Plays retro games, it's a cheap little novelty. Got my Evercade, the Atari Lynx, the Game Gear. This is where my PSP Go was before. This is my original black PSP and the Wonder Swan. And we're coming to an end here soon. Just got some stuff behind there. That football is my dad's from when I was, I think before I was born, and I'm 39. It's got a signature on there, but I don't know which signature. Got some spare consoles. Then we're coming to my last, my last little shelf. Just got some knickknacks. I've got the Transformers DVD with the Bumblebee Transformers in there. That's my wife's. When I just gave away all my DVDs, she said, don't give away that one. Got a Superman lunchbox, 2 of them. Just some small figurines. A big Turtles that my mother-in-law got me. A Central Perk sign from friends. The Talk Boy from Home Alone. I got that, I think, just after the movie was released. My dad picked this up for me in, no, I think I bought it in UK. I think little Iron Man. My sister put that on top of a cake, birthday cake for me. So big Funko Pops, Joker and Iron Man. And these two baseballs are from '97. This one is what's called a foul ball, which means when a player hits the ball out into the audience or the crowd. And my dad, he's been to one baseball game in his whole life, got one. It's like a 1 in a million. So I've got the ticket stub in there, and it's Houston Astros against the Pirates, I think. So that's from '97. Here, I've just got some boxes with labels on, and these are just my cables for the various machines. You know, here's the PS3. There's a, yeah. You know, I'll put names on everything. The PSP Slim White. So, yeah. And that was that, I think. That was my game room. Hope you enjoyed the tour, even if it was long. And hope it turned out all right. All right. Thank you very much. See you guys.